Okay. Oh, lại tiếng Âu á. Là không bao vừa tại đây. Congratulate you. But 19 là không bao lắm but. Vừa tại nào. Như thôi rồi như miền là. Ye, là cao miền hòa. Yi miền tận hay cao miền hòa. Cái.
But con them in comedy.
But we're hey, we're happy. Okay là. Tiếng nói là yên lặng quá là yên tao hai tao miền, tôi thấy như tôi ham như tôi con support như là thấy như, anh thấy nó hỏi là 3 years ít tổ số nhưng mà you done là, cool là, như tôi công phải bắt tổ số, tôi công full time mà, bắt part time là, mình hiện là, cool là, but tôi hát tại như chỗ này phải như cú phải như ta phải như chung hay à là how trong cái công cái you always stay in my memories là thành cái sao mà ông bà như mai thế như có thế là kêu quả ha thôi rồi so what I just said was thank you all for coming here you know it's been a while since I've seen you and you're here today to be here, so I appreciate that a lot. Even though I haven't been here much, I've been living in Seattle the past 3 years, going to school there. A lot of the words I have today is for the young people today, and as I know, there's a few graduates too. A graduate from high school, Kyle A. I don't think I see him today, but Kyle A. and Danielle, is that right? I think Danielle is here today. Can you stand? Let's just kind of recognize. So I got a little to say about how I got here and whatnot. So this is more for the young people, but also for everybody too, because I'm here because of you. So I've been wondering the past few days what I can say that is worthy of your time, and the accomplishment of the young people here and the men community. You know, we all have achieved. We're here because we're smart, because we're intelligent, and because we're also strong people. We're the men people. I asked my dad and others what I could talk about that would inspire the young people here, and also all of us to be stronger. Then I asked, what does it mean to believe? That's a strong word, believe. Sinna, that's a strong word. Very, it can carry you through all the way. In these walls every Sunday, and for those who are troopers every Wednesday and Saturdays, you know, you're taught to believe that there's something bigger than yourself. To believe in God, His goodness and the fortune that is assured to you if you follow His path, His teachings. In our schools, whether that be Park Rose High School or Centennial, where the schools you go to, you're taught to believe that our founding fathers have established a system that those who work hard enough will be rewarded. For some of those recognized, Danielle and Kale too, and for myself, you know, we receive a diploma or a degree that says, you know, congratulations, you've succeeded. You know, in short, that's the American dream. You know, we come to America and we want to achieve that you can work towards your success, and all you need is to be determined. I believe in the American dream. I'm an example of that. You can strive and achieve your goals if you work on it. However, it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as just working hard. There's more to it than just working hard. For us here today, young and old alike, we know the value of a hard day's work, whether it's in school or at work. I remember back in my high school years, my mom worked multiple jobs. She would at nighttime she would work. In the morning, she would work at the assembly lines. And then when she came home to her most important job, which was raising 3 confused kids. She didn't have a manual. She didn't have a guide or textbook or a teacher, but she tried her best to raise us. Some of you might be wondering, what troubles could your family have gone through? Everybody thought my dad and our family was, a happy family and whatnot. Being a preacher's kid, I often got saying, "Hey, Tamanin, Tahalabab," which means he's such a good boy, I got that pretty much from everybody in this room. There's advantages and there's disadvantages of being known as the good boy. One, you can get away with a lot because no one thinks that you'll do anything wrong. And number two, the flip side, you can end up doing things you'll regret because you think you can get away with it. I'll share an example. When I was in 8th grade, I got suspended for beating up John Fredericks, Jim Olsen, and Mitch Manteifel. No one expected I had a dual identity. By day, I was Clark Kent, the mild-mannered good boy, and by night, or after school, by the time the bell rung, I was Jackie Chan. I had a hot button back then. I hated bullies. I hated people who pick on others. And I also hated racism. One of those fateful afternoons through the halls of Parkrose Middle School, I saw John Fredericks. He was walking through the halls, I was right behind him, and there was a 7th grader getting books from his locker, and John Fredericks pushed him. And when I saw that, that made me really angry. So what I did after school, I confronted John Fredericks, and the rest is history. A week later, Jim Olsen did the same thing to another 7th grader. And I just pushed a 7th grader around and laughed at the kid because he was bigger. And that got me really angry. So instead of after school this time, it was during PE class at the track and field courts at Parkrose. I confronted him, and that was that. And then Mitch Manteifel, it was me and my friends, we were just hanging out during recess and lunch, and we were just walking through the area, and he made some derogatory statements about Asian people. He said the usual ching chong, ching chong, ching chong. And that got me really angry. So about 5 minutes later, I met him on the tennis courts. I cornered him, and that was that. Now, most of you guys didn't know that, did you? You didn't know I got into this trouble. So, and then it came. I was pulled in the office for what I did. The principal knew. And I got 3 days suspension in school. Mr. Norby, who was the principal at the time, asked me, did I know Kung Fu? He was trying to see if I knew what I was doing because he was probably going to get me in trouble if I did say I knew Kung Fu. And I didn't know Kung Fu. I wasn't too ashamed that I got suspended. It did suck though, In 3 days suspension, you're sitting in a corner and you have nothing to look at besides a wall. It's terrible. I hated it, especially as an 8th grade boy, it was terrible. What came worse though was a phone call home. My dad was notified and I was in big trouble. When I got home, he had the look on his face. He sat me down, and I was scared. I was about to ask my daddy if he knew Kung Fu. Luckily, he didn't. However, he possessed a more damaging art, the art of speaking the truth. He sat with me and told me how disappointed he was, and how my actions were not evident of the teachings of Jesus. He told me that my ability to fight and beat someone up was the worst of my qualities, because it would lead me down the wrong path, the path away from God. I couldn't beat up every problem that came my way. He was right. As much as these guys deserve it, teaching them with the fist wasn't going to change anything. More often than not, I would be the one who would get in trouble and face the penalties. Worst of all, I let my father down. I could see his concern and disappointment. At that moment, I didn't live up to his love and expectation. That's when I realized that what it meant to be a good boy. My family, my community, you here, expected much more from me. You you have your hopes in me, that I will be someone.